Just a couple bad weather fans representing New York, talking all things sports. Man, what could go wrong? We got Alex, who's a fan of the Knicks, and Mike of the Nets. The yin-yang of the tri-state, place your bets on the Yankees, Giants, Mets, or Jets. Yeah, you should listen if they're sparking your interest. If you made a vow to your team, don't break it. Bad weather fans is the relation.
That's right, this is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 92. Mike Biseglia, Alex Benezowitz, and a happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and a happy Nets blowout, as the Nets just crushed the Boston Celtics last night. We'll touch upon that game in a matter of moments. Mikey B here. Alex B is not exactly technically with me right now. It is the holiday season. It is Thanksgiving, so we had to record ourselves apart. So coming up soon, you'll hear Alex, his thoughts on the 10-8 Knicks, and also he had a really cool tweet poll question out there, more of a tweet than a poll question really, asking Knick fans what they are thankful for. And if I was I'm a Net fan, so what I'm thankful for is that I'm not a Knick fan, that I don't have to deal with 10-8, and I can worry about the Nets, who just went on a monster tear versus the Boston Celtics. I am so giddy about that win. We could just do 40 minutes, because Alex isn't here with me right now. Maybe I'll just do 40 minutes about Patty freaking Mills, who was so great for the Brooklyn Nets. This is episode number 92, which is wild in itself that Alex and I have gone this far with it. Don't forget, guys, Nets-Knicks Tuesday, November 30th. That is coming up, and we're going to have a lot of fun after that game talking Nets and Knicks and what happens from there. But as I mentioned, I'm going to do a little spiel about the Nets after Alex's talk, but we'll set it up for him here. Knicks are 10-8. We'll get his opinions on the Knicks. I'll give mine real quick. They're very, very average, and that's what I've seen from the Knicks so far. That's my opinion on them. They have games where they look good. They have games where they look bad. Julius Randle is streaky. Evan Fournier is streaky. Kemba Walker is okay. He's had moments, but you guys know the deal. The Knicks are streaky. They don't play as much defense as they did last year. They're 10-8. They've had a soft schedule just like the Nets, and we'll see what happens as they move forward. I know Alex is very optimistic on them. And, you know, that's his right, that's his feel on them. But I from my perspective, watching them right now, they just seem like a very average basketball team. And the crazy part about the Eastern Conference is you look at all of these teams, Celtics, Sixers, Bucks, Hawks, Knicks, Wizards, Hornets. There are a lot of teams that are just compiled in that 3 through 11 spot. And you imagine the Sixers. The Bucks are starting to play better basketball. I know the Celtics lost yesterday, but they're playing better basketball. It's going to get really, really fascinating to see what happens as these teams all fight to get into the playoffs. That's my little 2 cents on the Knicks. We'll talk Nets on the backside, but here is Alex Benezowitz talking about his Knicks and what fans are thankful for the Knicks season. Take it away, Alex.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Yeah. Fun little Thanksgiving episode where we're kind of split up. We can't set up our times where we suck because we have lives other than Bad Weather Fans. I know it's kind of crazy. It doesn't seem that way, but this is what we're doing these days. And, you know, too bad. If you like the show, you'll hear it from one of us. And I just want to apologize in advance if you hear any construction or random noises that sound like, someone shaving with an electric buzzer. It's actually not. It's construction going on in the building here. And my apartment building, and you might hear my dog barking because every now and then they're hanging outside the window, fixing and banging the hammer on the side of the window. And of course, dogs love when people are outside their window and love when things are banging right outside the window. So, as you guys might know, anybody with dogs, that's what's going on right now in my life here. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I just wanted to start off a little bit talking about how, I'm going to get to your tweet responses. Follow me at Knicks Central of, what are you most thankful for regarding the Knicks? A lot of you guys have been very, very stressed out about the team, and I understand they haven't been playing up to par to some of your standards, and I'm not sure what your standards are because this team is about a 45 to 48 win team, and right now they're 10-8. They were just 9-8. So it's so early in the season that you got to relax. We're 18 games in now, and my math is really good, as you can see that, and we just need to chill. I'm usually not the voice of reason around here. I'm very emotional with my teams, and I'm very excited with my teams, and I take pride in that, to be honest, because I'm an emotional fan, and then that fan is short for fanatic. And I don't hide that. I wear these teams, what they do on my sleeve, if that makes any sense. I don't even know if that makes any sense, because I'm just talking out of my behind like I usually do. So to make things short and sweet here, great job by the Knicks yesterday, beating the Lakers. I don't remember the score. I think they won by like 10. It doesn't matter. You can Google the score if you want. Who cares? But they got up big, and then the Lakers made a run. And if you didn't think the Lakers were going to make a run, then that's just on you. I mean, they have Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis. I know LeBron wasn't playing, but that's two Hall of Fame players right there. They're going to make a run, especially against a team like the Knicks, who are not the Warriors of a few years ago. They're not just going to lay down and die. They're going to come back, and they're going to do what they need to do to try to make it a game, hit some shots. And luckily the Knicks were able, not luckily, but good for the Knicks. They were able to bounce back quickly, hit some threes. Alec Burks again came to play. And you know what? It's nice because the Knicks have so many weapons. They really, really do. They have a lot of weapons, and any night anybody can beat you. Right now, Alec Burks is getting hot, and Alec Burks getting hot gives the Knicks a little bit of a break with when players like Fournier are not playing well, and players like Quickly are not playing well, and players like Kemba are not playing well. Fournier had a big game, bounce back game. What a surprise. A shooting guard, starts scoring some points, and you know what? The team wins. What a concept there, but you know what this is why the Knicks chose Alec Burks over Reggie Bullock, because Reggie Bullock is better defensively, and he could probably play a little more minutes than Burks consistently because of that, and he can hit the three. But Burks's high games are way higher than what Reggie Bullock's games are, because Alec Burks has that 2 or 3 week stretch, or a few games here, 15 games maybe in the season, where he's going to put up 30. 25, 20, going to just get crazy hot. He's sort of like, to make a Nets reference, it's sort of like Lucas Duda, what he used to be, where he hit like 30 home runs in 2 weeks, and you're just, whoa, where did that come from? And you make fun of him because he gets a lot of garbage time home runs. A lot of Mets fans did, but you know what? There was always that time where he was carrying the Mets when the other bats were slow. And when he was gone, they missed that, as much as he, wasn't such a great player, he'll give you 20, 30, 35 homers a year. And you can count on that. And that's big for your offense. And that's what you can count on from Burks. Every now and then he's gonna carry the team. And that's what's so great about having a team that's so deep. There's so many players on this team that can beat you on a nightly basis. You get quickly, you can get hot. Obi Toppin is growing up. Then you have the consistents like Julius Randle, and people want to get on him about his shooting, etc. And miss another free throw in crunch time against the Lakers, in the last few minutes. And he's got to get better at that, man. I can't excuse the missed free throws in the last minute of the game in crunch time when you need a free throw or two to put the game away. You got to make those, Julius, man. You gotta. Nobody can defend that. That's just, you have to do it. If you're at the line, you have to make your free throws. And he gets picked on a little too much. He's flirting with triple doubles almost every night, and he's the best player in the team, and he might be an all-star again. And just chill with him. Obi Toppin is growing, and he is getting there as this guy that's going to grow into the star player. Maybe not a star player, but he's going to grow into a player that we really want him to be. And we're going to really, really be excited about this guy in this team. And I'm sorry if I'm getting distracted. The guy's actually outside the window, like right there, if you're watching this on YouTube, and he's kind of looking at me. It's pretty funny. I'm sitting here with a microphone like I'm some big shot. But anyway, so, I'm just really excited about the Knicks. It's going to Thanksgiving. We're 10-8, 2 games over 500. We're right where we need to be, right in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. Everybody's like really good right now. Nobody knows who's bad yet in the East. And, the Bulls are there, and the Celtics, the Hornets, a lot of who's a contender, who's a pretender. We don't know really yet. But a lot of people say the NBA season doesn't really start until Thanksgiving. And it's kind of true. Until Christmas, not Thanksgiving. That's sort of like the ceremonial first game of the year in a way. And that's why it was cool last year when the season actually started then. Around then, I don't know. The time is subjective right now. Never-ending engagement that's coming up soon with the wedding. And so, excuse me if I'm wrong about that. And I'm just really excited about this team. And, I like the smaller lineups. I want to see more Rose, Burks, Quickly, RJ Randall. And, Mitch needs to get healthy. It's really, 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 really frustrating that he's hurt all the time. And all these people last year that tried to say that he is not really injury prone. Look at the percentage of the games he's played. Come on, man. Come on. The guy's hurt every year. Every game this year that he's played in, it feels like he's hurt himself in some minor capacity. And now he's actually hurt for good. not for good, but he's out missing games now. And it's really, really frustrating. And, I just want to see him healthy. I want to see him play because when he plays and he's right, the Knicks can really take that next step. So, we're gonna get there, and then the playoffs are coming, and the playoffs are coming. Christmas is coming. Sorry, I'm really distracted now. My dog is barking at the guys outside the window. I don't know if you guys can hear that, so I apologize if I keep pausing. But let me get to this tweet of what you're thankful for. Give a few shout outs, and then we'll call it a day today on the podcast. And we'll come back next week on 11:30 for the Knicks Nets game, and we'll have a big show for that one. That's our bread and butter right there. Me and Mike and his mercenary Nets. So let's go. So Knicks fans. So I said on Twitter, at Knicks Central, I said, Knicks fans, what are you most thankful for regarding the Knicks? Okay, at Johnny Jet, JOHNNY Jet _ that we are fun to watch again. It feels great to know we can win on a nightly basis, regardless of team. Then we have our boy, Eric St. Croix. He's at Eric St. Croix, spelled out Saint, that their biggest issue is rotation minutes for star players, not reporting Ben and Kyrie or constant injuries with Porzingis, LeBron, Anthony Davis, or Jurgen shortage, CKD. Yeah, KD and his lotion that he needs that he's fighting back on Twitter about. It's kind of funny. That's kind of fun stuff. Then we have our homegirl Jasper at Knicks on Clutch. I'm thankful for Alex because he always owns Mike in every episode. One of the things that I love to see. That's one of the things I love to see. If you feature this, Alex, you're a GOAT for real. Have a great day with 2 hearts. Thank you, Jasper. And I know I always own Mike. Mike knows it, but you know what? Let's let him think that he does a great. No, I'm just kidding. He does a great job. It's all in fun. It's all in fun. Knicks and Nets fans will throw jabs at each other all the time. It's great. So then we have Christopher Byrne. He's at CBurn2 SEE. Finally relevant again. Let's see. We have our boy Con Artest is at Reek Talents, TALINCE. I'm just thankful that we only have X's and O's to complain about these days with no major off the court drama, unlike other teams that shall not be named. What is that other team? I don't know. Maybe they play in Brooklyn. Okay, so then we have Aram. He's at Aram822. Those black and orange jerseys they wore last night, that should be their jersey every game. If they're going to shoot like that, LOL. Yeah, those black jerseys are really, really good. I really like those jerseys a lot. They're fire, I should say. Then we have, let's see, and let's go with one more. We have our boy Danny B at Dan_NY_B. I'm thankful that we have such great content creators to cover our team. We see through the media costumes for what it really is. This community has some great people in it, and that is something I'm thankful for sure. Such a suck up, Danny. Come on, man. No, I'm just kidding. Love Danny. He's the man. Met him at the game, the Cavs game on my birthday. That was a good time. Let's see. Let's get one more in here. I know I said one more, but I really want to get another one. Here we go. So we have actually 2 more. Alex Terranova at Alex Terra03 that were 10-8 and not 3-15. Neo at Mr. Allen. He's thankful that we are competitive, while a few analysts like ugly Richard Jefferson still got jokes, which is lame, by the way. We compete, and to be honest, many of our losses are simply on us learning how to play the game together. Not so much just not being good like before. That's a great, great point. Then we have last one for real. This is really the last one. I know I've been lying. My boy at Team Thirst Trap. Great guy. The lack of complaints about how they should have drafted so-and-so instead of who they have now, i.e. Toppin versus Halliburton, not taking a chance on Porter Jr., et cetera, because you know how much that annoys me and other Knicks fans when constantly it's about who the Knicks passed on and not everybody else. The Knicks are the only team that passed on Donovan Mitchell for Frank Ntilikina, of course, the only team. So anyway, that's my little segment here on the Knicks. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and next week 11:30. Don't forget, after the Knicks and Nets, we'll be here, bad weather fans, to crush it for sure. You know that. Thanks, Mike. Have a good one.
Thank you again, Alex. Looking forward to when we are teamed up together again, and we're talking Nets and Knicks after the Tuesday, November 30th game, which is right around the corner. Happy Thanksgiving again, guys. Let's talk a little Nets here. Nets just destroy the Boston Celtics. It got a little iffy in the fourth quarter. I got nervous. I always do. It was a 29-point game, got down to 13. But the Nets had this one, and they were just dominant from the get-go. Patty Mills was a force. This guy is hitting three-point shots at an epic rate. what's been so great about his play is with Joe Harris out, with Bruce Brown out. More on the Joe Harris side, Patty Mills has stepped up and really become a glue guy is with this starting rotation. I'd be interesting to see what happens when Joe gets back. Maybe if Coach Nash keeps Patty Mills in the starting lineup and Joe would come off the bench. We'll see what happens there. Coach Nash is not afraid to make adjustments with the lineups. I was seeing that more and more. LaMarcus Aldridge now starting. Blake Griffin not even playing. The DNP in the second half of the game before Boston and now did not play in the Celtics game. Coach Nash was like, enough of this stuff. I know Blake Griffin leads the NBA in taking charges, but he also leads the league in missing three-point shots. And that's an issue for them. He's shooting something like 16% from three, 31% from the field. Not good enough to be in the starting lineup, even if you are taking charges. So Coach Nash makes the right decision, puts LaMarcus Aldridge in, and that's been a big bonus for this team, especially when they come out hot in these third quarters, as they just are. They come out in the third quarter and they just end teams. They've done this all season long. The one game they did not do it was the Bulls game on the back-to-back after they did it to the Raptors the night before. The Nets in the third quarter come out and they just crush opponents. They did it again to the Celtics last night. And more on Patty Mills. This guy hits another three-point shot, 7 last night again. He is second in the NBA in 7 three-pointers made or more, behind only Steph Curry. He's been that good. He's been that efficient. And you're seeing the benefits Patty Mills has from playing with Kevin Durant, from playing with James Harden. The spacing on the floor that he gives this team has been phenomenal and really has made a huge difference for them. And how about Cam Thomas now getting some run? He was put in there the night before, and he just exploded for them against the Cavaliers. He got hot in the third quarter, and here he does it again for them. He was 0 for 6 from 3, but still scored 11 points, got to the free throw line, and for the Nets, just giving them another offensive score, another offensive punch. You see what he can do, where he can create for himself, he can spot up and take shots, and it's just a huge help for the Nets, who, let's be honest with this team, early in the season, offensively has been more of an issue than the defense has, and Cam has come in there and he's made a huge difference for them. I mean, sometimes with these injuries it sucks because you're like, all right, guys down, Joe Harris, spacing, we get all nervous, but people step up, and sometimes they don't step up, and here they are stepping up, and that's what gets you really excited about this Brooklyn Nets team. Is you're seeing their depth in full display right now. As LaMarcus Aldridge is the starting center. When Nick Claxton comes back, he's going to spell him minutes. Blake Griffin right now, I would say, is out of the rotation. Has to be out of the rotation. Isn't playing good enough to get in there, but there's going to be a spot, there's going to be a time when somebody's going to need to come in and contribute. Like, look at James Johnson now is getting plenty of run, and I know Net fans on Twitter have been annoyed by that, have been a little upset at him getting minutes, but he's done a nice job bringing up the ball. He's helped on that front where he can do that. Yes, he's had trouble finishing around the rim, but he gives them a presence and a vibe that's not an enforcer, but somebody that's a veteran out there that the team around feels satisfied with. And I trying to put in words how James Johnson has helped the team. Yes, the missed layups have been infuriating, but he has come in there, and let's be honest, every time there's a run, somehow he's in the lineup. So as angry as you can be about him not playing great or him missing layups, for whatever reason, when he's in the lineup, the Nets team seems to take momentum and play better basketball. And I've felt good about these last couple of wins, in particular the Cleveland win and the Celtic win, because it didn't feel like it was games where Kevin Durant had to go out there and put on a 35 to 40 point performance. It felt as if they were getting a total team effort, which is tough to do when Bruce Brown's out, when Joe Harris is out. Kyrie Irving hasn't been here all season, so that doesn't even count. I shouldn't even have said it. But it's good to see Patty Mills getting points. LaMarcus Aldridge putting up his standard incredible play right now. Getting contributions from Cam Thomas, James Johnson. They're getting scoring from other places. And that's been phenomenal to see, that it's not just the Kevin Durant show where he has to go out there and put on 40. And don't get me wrong. It is a beautiful thing when you can go out and watch the Nets go into Boston and shut the fans up. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful experience. You know, obviously you guys know me from listening to this and my dislike of the Knicks, but when I was growing up, it was really less on the Knicks side of things, and it was more geared because when the Nets finally got good, their rival were the Celtics. That was the team they saw in the playoffs year after year, and that was the team that really annoyed me the most. The Knicks thing has started to boil up for a lot of different reasons. Don't need to go there. We've talked about it 70.3 bajillion times. But it was the Celtics that were the team that really got on my nerves. So beautiful to get the win, beautiful to get it done, and great job by Patty bleepin' Mills. Love to see it. He was phenomenal. So the Nets with the win improved to 14-5. The Knicks right now 10-8. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Alex and I will be back together on Tuesday as we break it down after the Nets and Knicks game. But give us a 5-star rating. If you're listening on Apple, always do that. If you're listening on Stitcher or Spotify, you know all of the fantastic places to find the Bad Weather Fans content. And before we go, I did want to get another one of the shout-outs out here. I know that Alex put out his poll question. He put out his question on Twitter, and one question that came in after Alex recorded was from @call_me_Faust, one of my good friends on Twitter. We DM all the time. He had his comment about the Knicks situation, what are you most thankful for regarding the Knicks? He wrote, easily not being a joke anymore and actually seeing some form of player development in our players. Also finding your podcast made 2021 lit. Shout out to the boys at Mike Delivers Pod and at Knicks Central. That is where you can find us. I wanted to make sure I could get that shout out there on Bad Weather Fans. This has been episode 92. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll see you for episode number 93 for Nets versus Knicks.